Can I get a side of mozzarella sticks? All right, Monza. It's a tough one for me. Do you think it would be a little easier? There's not so many corners. I was able to get us a 150, 993, 991. Pretty happy with that time, but I think the fast guys are going to be doing 49s. It's this track. You know, there's only so many corners. There's not that many corners, so you think, like I said, you think it would be a little bit easier, but each one is just that much more important to get right. And getting them perfect and consistent is a tough thing. I was dancing around this time forever. I kept on getting an off track here and off track there when I'd have a better time going. And finally put something together here. So let's go show you that, and then we'll go through, talk how we did it, and we'll come back with some final thoughts.
Sector 1 is quick. Sector 2 time is okay. Well, that was at 151.00. That's your best lap in this session.
All right, Porsche Cup fixed at Monza. We got ourselves a 150 991 fixed setup. Haven't touched brake bias or anything like that. Let's go through how we did it. Start finish straight is just flat out. And our first braking point is going to be a little bit before the 150 here. So I was thinking maybe could use this as, but that seems a little late to me. Like maybe you can break that late. I can't. So we go a little after the 200, a little bit before the 150, kind of halfway in between for our braking. We're gonna get pretty heavy on the brakes and just kind of try and hold that pressure and get down through the gears relatively quickly, trying to use that engine braking to help us slow the car down. And we're just gonna hold that brake pressure so we get slowed down. We're gonna start our turn in and ease off the brakes as we do it. I'm gonna roll up on this curb just a little bit. Any more than this and we're gonna get a off track or a slowdown here. We don't want that. Slowdown's really bad here. It takes forever to clear. And we're just gonna hit the brakes again. We hit the gas a little bit coming off of this, so we're just hit the gas a little bit here, and then we have to give a little stab on the brakes to get the car turning again, and then we're back. Just part throttle, a lot of wheel in, can't slam on it, the throttle that is, until we get the wheel straightened out, and then we can put the throttle back in. Had a lot of times where I'd get on the throttle too early and spun the car out there. Wasn't good. But anyway, we're flat out through this section. We want to keep the car tight to the right side here because it's just a further distance to travel if we go on the outside. So we just take the shortest route through here, and then our next braking point is going to be just a bit before the bridge here. So right before the bridge, we're going to get on the brakes. I already got on it a little bit earlier than that, but we're just, again, hold that brake pressure, get down through the gears. We're going to go, second is the gear that we're going to end up in eventually here, but we're just, again, getting down through the gears, using that extra engine braking to slow us down. Turn in a bit, and use a chunk of this curb here. And get on the throttle just a bit. And juice up the throttle, and then we're going to have to lift a bit to get this corner in. And then once the car settles back down, we can straighten out the wheel and get the rest of the way on the throttle. That's pretty tricky. It took me a while to get that. It took me a long while to get that down, and I'm not 100% consistent on it yet, but we're just going to go flat out for a bit here. After the 100 marker, I don't have a good marker for this corner here. It's a bit before. It's like halfway between the 100 marker and this orange bit here, I would say. It's gonna be our braking point, and I'm trying to not slam on it too hard, but we're just gonna hit a decent amount of brake there, ease off, just hold that little bit of brake pressure as we turn in. Wait until we can get around the corner, and then we're gonna ease onto the throttle. And this is a gradual enough one that we can just go full throttle there. I've often hit the throttle too early and ended up way out here, and that's not a good time. We just want to make sure we wait long enough to get onto the throttle. And come over here just a bit. And then our next braking point is going to be a little bit before the 50 here. So we're just a bit before the 50, we're hitting our brakes. Same kind of idea as the last one. Ease off. Don't try and slam on it too hard, but hard enough that we could actually get slowed down enough. But we still want to hold our speed. And I can't remember. Sometimes I was hitting this and going up on it, and we don't want to do that, but it's not the end of the world if we do. On a little bit of throttle, and again we can get on it a bit early in these two corners here, and come out. But not too early. It's a fine line, if that makes sense. Not a lot of corners on this track, so each one counts a lot, especially when we've got these high speed sections in between them. We have to get good exits. But yeah, this is full throttle through here until we get to this bridge here, and that's going to be our next braking point. And we hit the bridge. You can look at this orange right here. It's a little late. We're right around the bridge there. Just slowing down, holding that brake pressure, get down to third. And we're going to ease the wheel in. So we come around. Kind of hit these a little bit. Again, that's about as far as we want to go over on the left, otherwise we're going to get an off track. We're back on the throttle. Kind of hit the throttle as we get over this curb here. Again, being on the throttle kind of helps move the weight. But once we get the car straightened out, we can go full throttle. We're going to lift a smidge for this corner here. And then we can get back on the throttle. And then we're going to lift again a little bit to make this corner here. Again, we can hit it a little bit, but any more than that and we're getting it off track. We don't want it that. And then full throttle. We can come out a little bit over here. Again, it's one of those things where if we go much further, we're going to get an off track, but keep those left wheels on the inside and we're good. And then we're full throttle here until we get to the 100 marker. And that's going to be our braking point. Probably could have broke, I think you can brake a little bit after. And actually, the 100 marker looks like it's a little bit further back. This white line and the green here is my reference point that I'm using. We're just gonna hit that brake pretty decently, and we're aiming to get down to third gear for this corner. There were a couple times where I stayed in fourth and just did not have the turn in, so we're just turning in. And then this was a little counterintuitive to me, but we're gonna get on the throttle just a little bit slowly here, and then we're gonna open up the wheel right there, and now we can get full throttle. We keep easing the wheel in a bit, keep the car turning. We're just still turning to the right. We're gonna end up drifting out to the left here as we do that. Now we can bring the car in, and I don't know if this is actually shortening the path that we take. I think it is a bit. We're gonna turn in here, and we're just gonna go straight through this. And I don't know how much of a difference this makes if it is a bit faster, but seems like we are shortening the path a bit. Full throttle through here. And we got ourselves a 150/991. Yeah, the Monza's a tough one. And especially like each race you go in and hope everybody's sane through turn one. I'm pretty confident the people I normally race with, we should have a good time, I think. I hope. If you want to watch along live when we end up doing that, head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Hit the subscribe if you think I earned it, and we'll see you out there. Bye.